Hey everyone, it's Adrian from Genie Magazine, and I'm here with Mel McDowall. Mel, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Adrian. I'm so excited for today.
Me too. Now, I have problems sometimes interviewing people because everyone I interview is very, I guess you call it multi-passionate. So help me out here. You're online confidence coach for women. You're obviously an entrepreneur. You're founder of Million Dollar Ladies. Does that about sum it up, or would you give more detail, or how would you introduce yourself basically when someone asks you that question? What do you do?
Good question. Yeah, so I suppose that's a common question I get asked daily. And because I do have my hands in a few different baskets, I like to put the question back on other people to see how
Ah,
what I do then can actually benefit the conversation from depending who they are. So usually I will try to bypass the question until I know exactly what it is they do, because my background is actually in environmental studies. I did a degree in environment and town planning.
right.
So yeah, I actually was in the corporate space in environmental planner, project manager for a really long time as well, and still do like leaning in towards doing more business development in that space now.
Yeah.
But I do still have my hands in that area, like disciplined area a little bit. But in terms of social media, everybody, yeah, definitely refers to me as online confidence coach or, yeah, founder of Million Dollar Ladies. So basically, what I do is I'm very compelled towards what I do.
Hmm.
It's not like I never knew that I would be running a women's community. I never knew I would be doing this. I suppose how I led myself to everything that I'm doing right now is I just always knew what I didn't want to do, and
Right.
I never did that.
Yeah. That's a
And
good starting
because of,
point.
yeah, like you don't need to know everything straight away. You just need to know what you don't like. And if you're curious, follow that. If you don't like it, you can change it. You know, people get really scared. Like my brother was leaving school and he was just getting really torn up about what to do after left school. Like
Yeah.
you just think it's this big thing, and you've just got to know that whatever you choose, whatever you're doing right now, like this is what I'm doing right now, but it might change in 2 years, 5 years. So yeah, you've just got to be, I think, flexible in what you're doing.
Sure. So when did you first start cluing in to what you're doing now? Did it strike you from a very early age? Is it something that there was a singular event and you went, wow, this is something that I really want to pursue? Did it come sort of gradually? I mean, how did you fall into what you're passionate about?
Yeah, it definitely, I think everything is gradual. You know, there's no overnight wham bam, or even if you instantly, something comes over you as a wave of passion or something like that,
Mm,
it's probably a lot of steps or a lot of circumstances or experience that then led you to that epiphany
yeah.
or catalyst. So I started the women's community 2.5 years ago now. It's come so far since then. It's always evolving, which is really exciting, keeps me on my
Does
toes.
it
And
feel like 2.5 years? Does it feel like less time? Does it feel like more time?
it feels like 2.5 years. So much has happened in that time.
Yeah.
And people that knew me back then have seen me grow and seen the community grow. So that's so exciting. It started in Bondi Beach in Eastern Australia, on the east coast of Australia.
Hmm.
And I was living there, and I had a bunch of girlfriends that were interested in similar things like personal development books, or starting a business, or wanting to start a business, or just get ahead. They didn't even know if a business was for them, but
Yeah.
they were just interested in being better,
Yeah.
okay, and improving themselves and building up a bit of financial security for themselves and
Yeah.
all this kinds of stuff. And I suppose I took initiative because I have a great, I've always been a bit of a social butterfly, so I knew these
Hmm.
people, but they didn't know each other. And one day I just got sick of talking about boys all the time. Like, I like talking about boys, that's fine.
Okay.
Or going out and drinking. Like, I love to have a good time, that's fine, but not all the time. You need to get down to business.
Sure. Yeah,
And
talking
so,
about boys is a short term. Yeah, it's not very long term, very fulfilling, I guess, I suppose.
exactly. So I definitely had this urge to get together all these people that I knew would just click, right? And
Right.
basically, what I did was is had a personal development girls' night in. and the girls loved it. It was
Yeah.
awesome. We had the best night. We just watched YouTube videos. Actually, I think it was on a Sunday, but it
Right.
kind of that gives the vibes of it.
Sure.
And yeah, basically listened to YouTube videos, shared books that we liked, and just really spoke about what we were passionate about, what we wanted to do,
I
listen to
see.
other people's stories.
So you really basically you connected people. Is that fair to say? So you knew that this person would be of a lot of value to that person, and you put the two together and sort of 1 + 1 is three sort of thing, the synergy that you had in the group.
Yeah, and it really wasn't, I didn't overthink it. It was kind of like I thought of it and then the next week it happened and
Yeah,
whoever showed up, showed up. If no one showed up, well, I was just going over to my friend's house anyway. So
sure.
it wasn't, I didn't put pressure on it. I think if you're building something, well, I think just follow what your intuition tells you, where you're guided to. If something excites you, like
Mm,
be focused on what excites you. So that really excited me, so I did it and it worked.
yeah,
So I did it again. And
yeah.
I was just operating this like in text messages on Facebook and just, oh wait, we're getting together. The next time was that my housemate owned a boutique in Bondi, so we met up
Hmm.
there. And we had a few girls that were doing network marketing at that time as
Right.
well. So they would come and wanted to obviously share what they were doing. So they had a lot of value to share from teaching people as well as sharing what they were doing. And then over time, it kind of just stayed like that for a little while, very
Yeah,
social, very casual. And then I
sure.
actually moved from Sydney. And so that's when it went on. I put it online.
Hmm.
And at this time, I was still working full time, and I was
Right.
trying to get businesses up off the ground. And this was just something that was just there. It wasn't
Yeah.
even anything. It was just something I did as part of my weekend.
It's a hobby.
It was a hobby, yeah. And I just, yeah, loved connecting with the girls and stuff like that. So the industry that I was in is very, it's the corporate world, so it's very masculine, very aggressive, and I just
Right.
really loved being able to catch up and connect with like-minded ladies. And I just started to really value it so much, and so much that when I left, I really felt torn that I had connected all these great women and then I was going to lose it.
Yeah.
It really upset me. So what I did was, if something is upsetting you, it's trying to show you that that's something that you care about, that's important to you. So instead of just dwelling, getting upset about it, how can you learn from this and action so you're being fulfilled again? So what I did was I then put it on to the web.
Hmm.
So I just have been running it off Facebook ever since. Our website's only being released. It's under construction at the moment. It'll be released
Sure.
in the next few weeks. And we'll be
Exciting.
selling our MTL tops, if you can see.
Nice. I saw those.
Yeah, for the girls, so you can stay connected as part of the group, because we reach over 22,000 people now every day. So
Wow. Congratulations.
yeah, thank you. So a hobby, has turned into something massive, and it's growing every single day. That calculation was, I think, last month, so I don't know what it is now. But
Right.
yeah, putting it on Facebook, and basically was just running online inspiration for a little while, because
Hmm.
I was in a bit of a lost state myself.
Yeah.
I left. I was actually made to leave my big corporate job that I'd worked so hard for, because it was very unfulfilling, and I started
Right.
having panic attacks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I was so stressed out, and it wasn't that I couldn't handle the work. I was just so out of alignment with what my calling is and
Mm.
what my purpose is for being here on the earth. And that's why if you're getting stressed out, it's just because you're either looking at it the wrong way or you're doing the wrong thing.
Yeah. A lot of people that I've interviewed, particularly young women, they're passionate about something. They really want to help other people, but they don't know how to, what I call, turn that passion into profit. So they would love to leave their day job, but they don't know how to actually turn their passion and actually turn it into dollars. So if there's a young woman watching this and they want to create, let's say, an online business, because it gives them the freedom to work from anywhere in the world, as you do. Let's say they want to do something similar to yourself. Where do you start?
Yeah, awesome question. It's a process.
Mm.
Be process focused and journey focused, because if you're built like as young women, so what I teach and preach is authentic business. I teach ladies how to build their business on self-love, because your business is a reflection of you. Your business is an extension of you. first you have to help yourself and be so in alignment, so confident, so happy and fulfilled within yourself. The success then will follow. And I do not recommend anybody build a business unless they know who they are. And that's always evolving, but at least get a strong, solid foundation to grow upon. So in terms of your question, I would say get to know yourself before you go into pursuing a business, because that's why I believe most businesses fail, because the business is a reflection of them. They're not in a good state. They don't know how to manage their state. They have a bad day. Their business has a bad day. They're in a bad mood. They treat their customers with the bad mood. So their business isn't going to be operating at its, elite level. So once you can control, because you can control yourself and influence other people. So once you're in control of your state and get to know yourself, your likes, your dislikes, your boundaries, and you have that confidence, and that's why I could just call myself a business coach. But it's more than that. So it's all about being whole and, confident within yourself, and that will just come through. And you can build anything once you have the mindset. Business is a mindset game. So first, focus on that. So what you're building is an authentic expression of you, and it becomes more in flow. It becomes more effortless because you're coming of a place that is you. So it's not like you have to go looking for the answer. You can ask yourself the questions and the answers will come to you, because it's you building the business instead of trying to put it all together and make it happen.
Let's drill down into that, because I completely agree. It's almost like the way I view relationships. If you go into a relationship because you're trying to fulfill yourself, it doesn't end so well normally. But if you know who you are and then go into a relationship, then you have that synergy. But let's say someone doesn't really know who they are. They're in a state of flux, especially when you're maybe working a job you don't like and you're a young woman and you could do so much more. And they're hearing this going, okay, yeah, I get it. I need to be authentic. I need to know who I am. But how do I find out who I am? How do I find out what I really want to do? And there's so many things I want to do. I don't want to cut them out. That's the other thing. I know a lot of people who want to do everything and they're going, I can't cut anything out. So where do you start in knowing thyself, I guess?
Yeah. First, I'll give you a high five, because obviously the fact that you're questioning that you don't know who you are is awesome start. Because you aren't who you think you are, like you can create yourself. So the fact that you're questioning it is great, because it's meaning that you are starting to learn who you are. And you're not going to know everything straight away. You're not going to know everything overnight. But it's just about questioning things on a daily basis. And that's why it's a process. It's like, today I like this. Today I don't like that. And it doesn't even have to be the same every day, but it's just about trusting what you do, your decisions, what you do, don't like, and questioning what's happening around you and asking yourself how you feel. So I could recommend you a million books, but that little strategy of asking and seeing how you feel and being more in touch with your emotions, being self-aware is going to help you so much more. And then go out and look for the books. So a great person is Teal Swan released a book called Shadows Before Dawn. And basically it's a step-by-step process on how to love yourself, okay? Because once you learn how to love yourself, these are strategies that will teach you how to know yourself. And when you know yourself, you can trust yourself. And when you trust yourself, you're confident.
How many of the young women that you work with do you feel at the beginning anyway actually know themselves and are actually confident? Okay, so we got to drill into this, because confidence, that big word, and I think confidence is key to everything. Because I mean, you could have the capability, and again, I know a lot of women, interviewed a lot of young women who are probably, some of the best in the world at what they do. But when it comes to telling people what they do, or God forbid, actually selling what they do, they just fall flat on their face. So there's a young woman, particularly in business, or it could be in relationships or whatever it is, but how do you coach young women to be confident about knowing who they are and then actually projecting that not only to other women, but to other men as well.
Yeah. So a lot of the stuff that I say isn't traditional. Okay. So what I'm about to say, it's not what you usually hear. So even everything is a process. Everything is temporary. Personal development is a process. It's temporary. If you listen to lots of audiobooks for 30 days and then listen to nothing for 90 days, you need to be reminded of this stuff. So you need to integrate yourself into it. So you need to make it a practice. And it's the same as confidence. You need to make confidence your practice. And so I can get girls to do what they wanted to do I had one of my clients, she was stuck in a toxic relationship for 8 months. She was living in a situation, her business was suffering, she wasn't making appointments, she was feeling so shit about herself, she just was in a mess. Her health was in a mess as well. In 15 minutes, we changed her whole perspective. She realized that she needed to end that relationship, and after that time of us talking for 15 minutes and 2 hours, she found a new place to live, got back to all of her emails and booked all new clients' appointments for the next week.
That's a turnaround. That's fast.
Yeah. So it's all about just asking yourself the right questions on a daily basis. And then, this woman, because we've been working together, because she has that third-party perspective, being honest with her, keeping accountability, and just getting down to the root cause, she's able to move through the barriers holding her back. So it's like, how do you be confident? You just have to move through the barriers one by one, day by day. Don't put the pressure on you, but realize it's a process, and you can go into it day by day by day. You don't have to be this big epiphany of confidence straight away. It's just about doing little things, and they'll compound into you being this brand new person. Because the trouble is, why most people don't achieve what they want to achieve is because they make it too big. They're like, I want to earn, $1 million. I want to have this big business, or they just want everything to be this elite level of perfection. But you have to start small. And when you realize that you can start small and just do it bit by bit, and to celebrate the small wins, then that's when you realize that confidence is a process as well. It's just a little bit confident here, a little bit confident there, and then you can start to tackle bigger things with confidence.
So you start off small and then end up compounding over time. I love that sort of daily practice or a daily ritual. Let's say someone's watching and they love what you're saying and they want to work with you. What's the best way for them to get in touch with you, and how does that look like? So, is it, whether it's Facebook or email, tell everyone how you'd be able to help them, and I guess what goes on.
Yeah, so I would recommend you do some stalking. So jump onto my Instagram.
You got to be careful saying stuff like that, Mel.
Well, why I'm saying this is because the truth is, Adrian, I don't work with everybody. I'm really selective of who I work with.
Good.
Because I have a reputation to uphold. All my ladies receive awesome results. They're committed, they're willing, they're ready. What I do is quite intensive. I'm very honest, and I'm just results based. So why I do most of my work is for two things: is to build that money mindset and to build up real self-belief within women. Okay, because when they have the balance of those two things, they're unstoppable. So that's the basis of what I do.
Sure.
So if you are interested in working with me, I give a lot of free values to ladies that maybe aren't at that big transformational time in their life yet, because everyone's at different intervals. So jump onto my Instagram at melanie.mcdowall, and it'll take you through to a Facebook group, the link in there, and jump on Facebook, join the group, have a look at what I'm saying. I share a lot of free value for there if you're just looking for some advice here and there, or if you are looking for a transformation, whether that be health, fitness wise in your life, or on the other side of it, business-wise. I work with ladies that own real estate agencies, that are social media influencers, from one end of the spectrum to the other, because at the end of the day, I don't need to be an expert in running a health and beauty business, because at the end of the day, I'm the mindset expert, I'm the breakthrough expert, I'm the confidence expert, and I know when women have that and they embrace that, and that's their energy is confidence, they're unstoppable. So that's why my ladies get such good results, and I love them so much. So it's why you need to apply, is because obviously I need to make sure that we have a good connection and to see
Sure.
where you're at and what you need. So yeah, jump onto Instagram. It'll take you through to Facebook. On Facebook, it's Melanie McDowall, $1 Million Ladies, and it'll take you through to the ladies only group. So we're about to hit 2,000 girls in that group as well. So these are girls that I work closely with on a daily basis.
Fantastic. At this stage in your life, Mel, or maybe even before, obviously you're inspiring and coaching a lot of women yourself. Who inspires you, or who inspired you?
Yeah, I think, like I said, the things that I say aren't that conventional, because I am here to shake up the world a little bit and break some paradigms. Yeah. So definitely, if you love what I'm saying, stay connected if you resonate with that, because I'd love to hear from you and what you're doing. Tag me in posts or stuff like that. I love seeing what the girls are doing. So who inspires me, honestly, is everyone who does something awesome and I integrate that into my life. So I find inspiration everywhere on a daily basis through different people. I don't have like one idolized God, woman or man that I look to. But there's a lot of great people out there that have a lot to offer, and everybody has different things to offer. So be mindful in broadening your horizons and where you're getting information from, and even always question it. If you find something inspiring from someone, maybe you might disagree with something else that they say, and
yes,
that's okay. It's not about being all positive or all inspiring. It's about being balanced.
I've just remembered, so it's your birthday tomorrow. So I'm going to say happy birthday. I thought for a second I'd interviewed someone on their birthday. I've never done that before. So how are you celebrating tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow, I'm really glad you asked this. So I'm the kind of girl that likes to get everybody together and celebrate anything. I run some events, so...
That's good. It's good to celebrate for no reason, isn't it?
It is. And because of that, obviously extra like to celebrate my birthday. So I've always had big parties and stuff like that. But I'm over in LA at the moment, and the reality is that I'm still networking here. I'm still meeting people, and I may be alone on my birthday. And at the start, I was thinking, oh my goodness, I can't be alone on my birthday. But then I realized that this is a lesson for me to learn here. And this is really me practicing what I teach, being self-loving. Loving, there's a difference between being isolated and being alone. And being alone is enjoying your own company. And so tomorrow I'm organizing plans this afternoon. I still don't have anything planned, so I'm going to spend some time to myself and catch up with some friends, I think, down the beach in Santa Monica. So what holds women back from being confident is a few things. So there's doubt, and there's the awareness, okay? And so it definitely, the root of it would be awareness, because you've got to be aware that you're doubtful. But it's just like, it's fear. Fear holds you back. And fear can be covered as multiple things. It can be, it can be anxiety or stress. It can be you think you've got your stuff under control. You think you know everything, or you think life is supposed to be this way. Like you're in optimistic denial is you're telling yourself a story to make yourself feel okay for being in a good circumstance. Right. But if you want to have the life that you dream of, you've got to move out of a good life, and you've got to move into this. Tony Robbins says this: move out of a good life into an excellent life, and then into an outstanding life. So I had finally built up a good life. And I was like, if I'm going to really do all the stuff that I say that I am doing, like I've got to do this. I've got to take myself to that next level. And it was scary. I had pimples coming up. Girls that are listening gotta resonate with this. When you get stressed, like your face
skin breaks.
Your skin breaks out. I was like, oh my God, freaking out. But what I did was I built up, and I recommend you do this, is built up people around you who can support your crazy desires and that can encourage you and help you push through the fear. So yes, I help ladies, but I need someone to help me as well.
Sure.
And that's really going to help you get through the tough times. And it's like, build yourself up process by process, build yourself up to the good life. And then once you've built a foundation, go on to excellent and then outstanding. So
it sounds like you were pursuing being uncomfortable. or pushing yourself out of your comfort zone?
It's the last month has been about really getting comfortable with living in uncertainty.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, and like I wouldn't teach this to somebody that just come into working with me, because that's not where you are at right now.
Yeah.
It's all about staging it steps by steps and starting, like what I do as well is very unique to each person. Whilst most ladies need to learn the same things, they typically at different stages in their life. So It's about starting where you are and getting you to where you want to be depending on where you are on your life path. So that's why my girls get such good results, because we just get really raw, really honest with where you are, break through any limiting beliefs that are holding you back, get you feeling good. They know that I'm here 100%. So everything's very technological based. So about a year ago, I had this vision that I wanted to be able to provide women in business that are doing crazy, scary things the access of not feeling alone and having feeling like they have support in the palm of their hand. And now that I do that, it makes me I get so excited for it, because that's what holds a lot of women back is doubt, but also they feel like they're going to be alone if they're super successful. And so I'm here to tell you that, if you do the things, jump into my Facebook group so you can learn all this, because you can't be confident in however long this interview is. It's a process. So learn as much as you can, but even from, getting in there, learning as much as you can and building upon that step by step, you're really going to start to create the desires and needs that you want in your life, and then build upon that and keep going. That's what it's about.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to head towards the wrap up. If I had to ask you, let's say you were able to travel back in time 5 years, 10 years, and give yourself some advice given what you know now, or maybe give advice to someone who's just coming out of high school and wants to take on the world, what's 1, 2, or maybe 3 pieces of advice you'd give yourself or to a young woman who's just coming out of school?
Yep. This is really easy for me. I thought it was going to be hard, but it's really easy. So first of all, I would say 100% self-acceptance. Accept yourself, your likes, your dislikes. And once you do that, get really good at communicating that to other people in a loving way. So that's number 1. Number 2 is to raise your awareness. Mm-hmm. Create a lifestyle of integrating this development stuff into your lifestyle, and create always evolving your awareness as part of who you are, and always questioning stuff. By questioning stuff, that's the biggest way to build your awareness, because we have access to all this information online. You can find anything online, but it's like, I always think, if I didn't have my computer, how would I become aware? It's just about questioning what is happening to you, or your attitude, or the circumstances. What's the opposite way to look at it if you had to?
Sure.
And number 3 is to build up a genuine support network.
Right.
It doesn't have to be lots of people. It can just be one person for now, but one person who gets you, on that level that you can be honest with. And at the start, that might have to be yourself.
Yeah, that's important. Now, Mel, you did say people wanted to get in touch with you, so go through Instagram. So that's the best way to go. And then through the Instagram, go to the Facebook group. And then maybe from there, they may be able to work more with you. But you offer a lot of value on the Facebook page.
Yeah. Because the thing is that, like I said, everyone's at different stages. So if the girls aren't ready for that big transformation, it means I'm not ready to work with you either.
Sure.
And you can stay in the group. We can stay connected, in touch, and until you're ready. It's a big thing. So you need to first have that courage within you and show me that you're committed to really going to that next level. Yeah. And then when you are, we'll talk.
And in the meantime, on that group, you're going to be adding massive value to them anyway.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great plan. All right, let's wrap this up. We'll have our 10 random questions and see how you go. No holds barred. Number 1, what is your favorite word?
Favorite word? Amazing.
Amazing. I love that one. What is your least favorite word?
Negative, because people think it's such a bad thing, but it's just the balanced opposite of positive.
What turns you on?
Sexually, or?
No. It's funny, whenever whenever I ask Americans this, they get it. Whenever I ask an Australian that, they're like, what? So no, I'm not talking sexually. But I just like asking the question to see the immediate reaction. So
Awesome.
spiritually, creatively,
Yeah.
intellectually.
I would say getting grounded, whether that be by going out in nature, to the beach, on a walk, or meditating, or Kundalini yoga. Yeah, getting grounded is really, really powerful for me. I become who I am meant to be standing here. I actually meditated before this call.
I don't think anyone's ever told me that before. Normally people are panicking. So meditation, that's the secret.
Get grounded in your body, instead of being so up here.
In your head, yeah.
Yeah, breathe down deep into your belly and just be in your body. That's how you be present,
Mm.
is by being in your body.
I'm imagining that's a practice that you have every day, right?
No, sometimes
No?
I get so busy, I get overwhelmed, and like busy, overwhelmed in terms of things happening, not mentally, because
Mm.
I've learned to bring that down. But if I miss it on a day, the reason I don't get overwhelmed mentally is because I'm soft on myself. I'm just like, oh well, I'll do it in the morning.
Yeah.
It's yeah, be softer on yourself and more allowing, because when you're focused so on your vision, little mistakes like that,
Yeah.
they're just hurdles, because you've got a bigger thing. It's how you stop sweating the small stuff is to get really clear on your vision. That's only going to happen when you know who you are as a woman, as a person.
Sure. What about what turns you off?
I would say ignorance, without a doubt. I grew up in a childhood that was very ignorant to health, ignorant to finances, ignorant to self-awareness, and I was a very frustrated kid.
Mm.
And I feel like it used to kill me, but now it's like my drive, because that's why I'm so passionate, because it's just like, you've got to know this stuff or
Yeah.
you're going to die a zombie. You're going
Yeah.
to not fulfill your calling, and everybody has a calling. It doesn't have to be a Beyonce calling or an Oprah calling. It can be just being the best mom that you can, or being the best checkout chick that you can. Whatever you're doing, it's just about doing the best that you can, whatever your field is. And when you're ignorant, you put a wall up to all
Mm.
of the blessings and gratefulness and all the beautiful things. So ignorance in guys, even ignorance in women, ignorance in anything, it just, frustrates me.
I can see that. It's not every child, though, that is actually aware of ignorance. So, I mean, a lot of children, I work with a lot of children, they just kind of accept that that's the way it is. So it takes a special kind of mindset as a kid to go, hang on, there's more than this.
Yeah, it's true. I never thought about that. Yeah.
It sounds like you almost turn what you don't like, what turns you off, into the drive for your life. So that's a neat 180.
Yeah, I recommend that to girls, is to get really clear on what you like and what you don't like. And what you
Mm.
don't like is going to be the fuel for pushing you into teaching people what you like, and you can express that to other people. So it's
Mm.
really powerful. That's why I don't like the word negative, because it tries to make you kind of bypass negative, but it's such an important aspect. Being
Yeah,
sad isn't negative, or being angry isn't negative. It's showing you that you were hurt or upset. You've
yeah,
got to listen to your emotions.
yeah. That's fantastic. All right. What sound or noise do you love?
I'm really sensitive to frequencies. I love so if you follow me on Spotify,
Hmm.
I run heaps of playlists, whether that be my morning routines on there, my workout playlists, my booty playlist, which is really hardcore. My workout playlist is a bit hard, like a bit softer. But yeah, so I love Kundalini yoga music, or anything that's just quite soft and relaxing. It just makes me come into my body and feel relaxed. But if I'm at the gym and I'm, going to work it, I definitely get into like some hardcore stuff that has a
Yeah,
good beat. I have my beat headphones. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see me and my headphones. I'm on Snapchat too, but if you go to my Instagram, everything's linked from there.
great. Now, the hardest question, what is your favorite curse word?
My favorite curse word. Do you know what? This is a great question. I love your questions, Adrian. I used to be so offended and against swearing. I was working with these bunch of guys. They were very, guy guys and
Mm.
alpha males. and they would just swear all the time, and it used to really bug me, and was so sensitive to it. But now, if you work with me, you hear me say the F word every now and then, if it's appropriate, if I'm in that state, because it does make a very big impact, and I use it to make the impact. It's not...
It cuts through.
So, the F-bomb is fine when it's needed, but in terms of, like, the C word, and I don't even really like saying it now, because right now I'm in a very soft state, so it's not natural for me to say it. But yeah, some of these words are just uncalled for, but if they're authentic to you, I'm not going to judge you, whatever. Like, I'm here to tell you not to be like me, not to be like whoever else you idolize or you see as a role model, but to do what I said before, like, or even question that, but you could practice, being yourself and embracing the qualities of women that you like, because if you like those qualities, then you have it in you.
Yeah.
You need to release it and then express it and be comfortable with expressing it, and you'll only be able to do that when you 100% accept yourself. So if you accept yourself, curse words also won't trigger you as much, because you know that that's their thing. It's not impacting you.
Yeah, being authentic to yourself. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Yeah, well, I kind of always had this urge to get into the sustainable design, sustainable development space. So,
okay.
Yeah, I might go into it later on, more in a business development kind of tender sector.
Yeah.
So not actually build the building, but organize all the big stuff around it. Just because I feel like I'm here with a message, and the message is to come back to authenticity. Sometimes I don't even know if I say that right, but it doesn't matter, because the
authenticity. Yep.
Authenticity.
Got it.
Yeah. See, this is the thing. You don't need to be perfect. As long as people get your message, it's all
Exactly.
good. So, yeah, I'm here to share that, and just to be true to yourself. And right now, truth to me is, living in alignment, being the best person that you can be, and creating the world in a more wholesome place, because that's what we really are, whole. So, yeah, going in that direction in all areas.
What profession other than your own would you definitely not like to attempt?
I think I really hate jobs that are repetitive. I get bored very easily, and I think the reason is because I know what it's like to be in momentum and to be expanding and growing every day. So I make excitement my vision, and boredom, I run away from boredom in a way that serves me. Sure. So any job that is boring in my definition, which is repetitive and doing the same stuff over and over, because also, that job's going to be taken over in 10 years. Anything that's repetitive like that, it's true. Not going to be there. So get into a space where you're serving people, and because 10 years isn't that far away around the corner, Adrian.
No.
A lot of stuff is going to be changing in the future very fast.
It's going to arrive whether you're ready or not for it.
Yeah, so to come into a space that's very people-orientated is going to be a good thing for you. So you definitely have to get to know yourself. Otherwise, you're just going to be unhappy and left behind. So it's all about coming into alignment with who you are. Final
question. If God exists, what would you like to hear him or her say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
You did good.
That's a nice one. Final words.
Yeah. And Oprah says this. She interviews all these people, and at the end, all they say is, "Did I do good?" The only thing holding you back right now is probably because you think you're undeserving of all the goodness in the world, But it's like you have to question that. How you raise your awareness is you question it. So it's like, why do you think you're a bad person? Because maybe your parents, criticized you, or smacked you, or took you away for something, or they only celebrated you when you ate all your dinner. They were rewarding you and disrewarding you in not ways that served your higher purpose now. And you just have to become aware of that. It doesn't make your parents bad people. It's just how they were uprooted, and that's the level of mindset that they have. It doesn't make them bad. It's just what happened, and it's going to fuel you if that's something that really agitates you, that's trying to tell you, things that frustrate you are trying to tell you what you need to work on.
Yeah. I think that feeling of deserving success is a really, really powerful one. I know a lot of people struggle with actually believing that they deserve success. So I think that's a very, very powerful message.
And if that's you, then you have to join my group, because everything I do is all about, changing up how you see yourself. And when you build up that I am good enough mindset, because you are, I have to remind you. It's not that you don't already know. I'm just going to bring it out of you.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Mel, thank you so much for your time. Any closing words? I mean, happy birthday again for tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Adrian. Yeah, any last words? I say just do what you want. Like, honestly, this is very dramatic, but you could get hit by a car crossing the road tonight. And if you go, do you want to be like, oh, I could have done this or I should have done that? Like, get rid of shoulds, get rid of buts, and don't be silly or in denial or like ridiculously optimistic that it's, that it's not going to happen. Like, plan for it, but start to plan what you really want and bring into your world the things that you desire, because you can have them, but you just need a plan to do that. So know that it is possible, and open up the mindset that it is possible and make it a practice, and then follow that plan. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Mel, and sharing your wisdom with us. And thanks everyone for watching. And we'll speak to you again soon. Bye-bye.